Hey there, my name is Scott Whitlock. I'm the president of Flexware Innovation. You might remember back in 2016, I recorded a video on what is MES. And I'm here to apologize because I left out 5 things that are pretty important about MES systems. So if you remember in that video, it was very much what is an MES system and how they work in manufacturing environments. In this video, we're going to talk about these 5 things that are more about the how of MES solutions. So when we're talking with customers about how to get started with MES projects or digital transformation projects, there's really these 5 hows. The baseline, understanding where you are in order to get started. Being realistic about a maturity ladder and how fast you can jump up that maturity ladder versus just starting at rung 1 and moving up in a progressive way. Building a team, that could be a team of internal and external experts and trusted advisors that can help you along that journey. Building a strategy and getting your executives involved and understanding that this is going to be a long-term project that's going to have lots and lots of milestones and having a good roadmap for that. And then bringing value. So we really encourage customers to start small, get some projects underway, understand what you don't know, and bring value at every step. So the first thing we need to talk about is just getting people level set with a baseline of where you are today. Another 2016 video, I recorded what does Flexware do, and we referenced this hierarchy now known as the ISA 95 standard. And what we really want customers to do is just to understand what you have from a digital infrastructure in this space. Take an inventory. Go look at the technical debt that you have. Understand the connectivity from shop floor to top floor. And we have some artifacts that we can help you grab some of that information and know where you're getting started, know what your baseline is. So one of the artifacts we call a plant nervous system. Think of it as a network diagram of all the systems that you have in your operational technology or OT network. Another baselining exercise is just to understand the basic systems and devices and sensors that you have within your environment that we can collect data from. So in terms of being realistic, we've developed a maturity ladder that we try to walk clients through to make sure that we're implementing in a safe fashion. If you're jumping rungs on the ladder, that can be dangerous. So the implementation sequence that we recommend really goes in order from 0, which is where most people are today, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, and ultimately to optimization, step 5. So let's say we have a simple manufacturing operation where we have a couple of sub-assembly lines bringing a part. Here's our final assembly, and we're putting this part in that final assembly. But we want to validate it. We want to error-proof it. We want to make sure that we scan that part, we scan the final assembly, and we say, good to go, assemble. Well, if all of these information systems aren't accurate, and we get right to that line, area on the line, and we scan these couple of things, and there's been an engineering change. And this new part is version 2.3, let's say. And we didn't update these information systems with that version 2.3, if that part can go in that final assembly, we just stop the line. And that's an area where we have to have this readiness. We have to have this baseline ready in order for us to go all the way to rung 4 and error proofing in order to keep our manufacturing line running smoothly. One of the other things that we're finding is that customers don't really have a team already built that's thinking about this digital transformation. So whether it's an external trusted advisor like Flexware or an internal team that you can build upon or start to build, building a team is really important. So when we talk about building a team, what we often encounter with our customers when we go across plants or locations is there are really awesome people that have built some really cool systems, and they might, but they're like shadow IT systems. They might just have a little corner on what they're doing from an inventory tracking standpoint or a quality standpoint or it could be a maintenance solution or something like that. And so what we want to encourage people to do is take that information and people that you have from these distributed plants and come up here and build a digital transformation team. A group of people who can really take advantages at the enterprise level, and then take advantage also of a trusted advisor, someone like Flexware who can help you along that journey. Our goal is to not create job security for ourselves. Our goal is to help you along this journey. You're ultimately going to need to own that yourself. Our job is just to help you get there, own it, and maintain it. The 4th element we talked about was building a strategy. And the reality is, with these solutions, and we have this going on with so many customers right now. There are tons and tons of point solutions, shadow IT systems. My only MES joke that I have is MES stands for Microsoft Excel Spreadsheet. That's the #1 MES solution on the planet. And so getting an understanding of what all these are, understanding what your technical debt actually is, how old is your ERP system, how much does your production today rely on some of these systems that only one person knows what it is and how it runs. This is why it's so important to understand your roadmap all the way through what we've been talking about, from your baseline to your readiness, to building a team, to building a strategy, and finally getting some value. In today's world, we think it's so easy to download an app to a smartphone, and within 2 or 3 minutes you can call a ride, you can book a table, you can make something happen. But in the world of digital transformation and MES, it's just not quite that easy. So I recommend getting your executives involved, getting your thought leaders involved, and building a long-term roadmap that you can execute. So in the first video, I know I made it sound pretty easy on what is MES, and now we've gone through the 5 kind of how to do MES, and there's a lot of payoff, especially if you start small and get value and learn what you don't know. So definitely encourage you to get that value along the way. It is a challenge though. In the famous words of Ted Lasso, taking on a challenge is a lot like riding a horse. If it's not uncomfortable while you're doing it, you're probably doing it wrong. So when I was getting ready to do this video, I talked to a couple trusted mentors in this space and asked them, what kind of information would you want to give to people on this MES or digital transformation journey? And this graph came up. Many of you will be familiar with this. We have high value, high complexity projects. We have high value, low complexity projects. We have low value, low complexity projects, and low value, high complexity projects. And so full-blown MES is all the way to the upper right. It's a high value, but it's also high complexity. And so, we recommend staying somewhere kind of in this range for getting started projects. One of our customers came to us, they want to start on this journey, and they didn't even realize that they had 9 plants, that all of their equipment was not even connected properly. Nor did they have a good data table, data map for where all the data inside of those devices was hidden. So it literally turned into about a $700,000 project just to get all the equipment on Ethernet, to table the data, to understand what they had, to even begin this journey. So we recommend starting small, proofs of concept, start with 1 machine, 1 line, start with 1 connection to your ERP system. Start with some, what I call the how am I running screens, or some information that can show some monitoring and performance of your assets and your people. But get started nonetheless, learn what you don't know, and that can be the difference between success and failure on this digital journey.